What's up, Rockers? I know it's been a long time, and I'm sorry about that. In case y'all forgot my name, I'm Daniel, and welcome to my little corner of reality. And I know it's been a while since I last did a video. The last video I did was a video for Rocco the Toy Bookie called "My Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, Walmart Finds for Dioramas," and that was 4 years ago when I posted it. I know it's been quite a long time. And I want to thank, before I begin, I want to thank JReed9630. Thank you for, for posting on that video saying, hey, we need an update. We haven't heard from you in a long time. So, Jay, thank you very much. Apparently, Jay is has been a long time, has been a viewer of this channel since 2007. Oh, forever and a decade ago, huh? Well, oh, well, yeah, forever and a decade ago. So, y'all probably wondering what's been going on. And, so, of course, as you'll know, that, COVID hit everybody in 2020. The thing is that I work in the medical field. I work full time at the hospital, my local hospital, and I work the night shift. I work 3 days out of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, from 5:30 to 7 a.m. So I'm up during the night and asleep during the day. So right now it's actually 6:16, and I wanted to do this video before I headed off to bed, which I normally go to bed around 7 to 7:30. But I wanted to go ahead and get this done so that way, no one's like still wondering what's happening to me. Started in 2016, still working there now, and of course, COVID was a pain in the rear end for everyone, and so now I am, still doing what I do at the radiology department. So, had a little bit of a thing that happened. I'm not going to go into full detail about it. And before I say it, I'm going to let you all know that I'm okay. My family's okay. We're okay. And I am doing much better now than I have in the past 2 years. And so the thing that happened is my mom died. Like I said, I'm not going to go into detail. All I can say is that it was a simple car accident. It could have happened to anybody. And when it comes to what happened, I don't blame the driver for what happened. Like I said, it was a simple car accident. It could have happened to anybody. It could have even happened to me or my sister or my dad or any of my other family members. And my mom wouldn't want us to, hate on this driver because of this simple accident. And I'm not going to go into any further detail about it, other than we're doing okay. My sister's actually relocated from our hometown to Panama City. She now lives over there, and she even has her own YouTube channel called One Salty Beach. I'll put the text of the channel name right here, and I'll also put the link down in the description. I sat in on a live stream with her last year due to a storm that had blown through and knocked out the power in the entire town, which included my house. I ended up staying at the hospital for my work week, that particular week, and then because of the storm coming in, and then after my work week was done, I loaded up, went down to Panama City, stayed with her in her guest bedroom, and she decided to do a live stream, and she invited me on. Basically she reacts to this whole bunch of YouTube drama with a whole bunch of people that I have no idea about. But she was asking my opinion about to discuss this one person that's apparently says some things about in regards to radiology, and my sister wanted me to contribute to a little bit of information to that, so I did. Anyways, she's if you decide to go check her out her channel, you can. Just to let you know, she's a little bit more in your face, and whereas for me, I'm more of the not wanting to get into a conflict kind of thing. If she even acknowledges it in that stream, but like I said, her channel is called One Salty Beach, and the channel link is down in the description. But part of the thing that also took up a lot of time was after my mom passed, my dad retired from work, and after 2 weeks, he retired from work, and every time I had time off, he wanted to video game. So we did a lot of video gaming, including playing various different video games like 7 Days to Die, which, as well as Grounded and several other multiplayer games. And of course, then he actually met a woman. He met a woman, and he fell in love, and he's married to her. She's a really nice woman, and now I have a stepmom, and he's happy, and that's the important thing. He is not as wanting to get to do gaming as much as he was before, because before it was like every single free moment that I was off, he wanted to game. But now we do gaming like on Sunday and Monday or Tuesday, depending on what's going on in his life. And he introduced me to a friend of his named Tony, which we've been gaming. All three of us have been gaming together. We've been doing Call of Duty, as well as actually we're doing Call of Duty 3 Zombies. And, of course, we'll occasionally jump back into Modern Warfare 2 and do the DMZ, which we've done. Had some fun, we have some fun, had some frustrations, and that's pretty much in regards to that, that's pretty much how it goes. I still do my rewatch with my friend in Canada, Nighthawk. We do, right now we're on finishing up the final season of The Walking Dead. We've already finished up Fear the Walking Dead, just finishing up Walking Dead. We're not going to do any of the other spin-offs because it just doesn't seem like there's a point to it. We're about to do The Ark as a rewatch of The Ark, which is a sci-fi series that's sort of similar to one we've already watched called The Star Lost, where basically Earth is dead, and a whole bunch of life arc, big old arcs, which are like big old spaceships that sit out in all directions to try to find places to colonize with the remnants of humanity. And so every Saturday night, unless otherwise needed, we need that particular night off. We've been doing that. Let's see what else. My dad took me to a fan production filming location. And I know you're thinking, fan production filming location? Yes. He took me to where they filmed Star Trek Continues, the fan film series, which basically picks up where the original series left off. So, and we got to tour the sets, which was actually pretty cool. And Tony went with us. And my dad did that as sort of like a late birthday gift, which, I definitely appreciate. I don't know if I'll upload pictures. I don't know if I'll do a video with the pictures of it, but if I do, I will have to blur out Dad and Tony's face because, my dad doesn't like being in front of the camera because I found that out when we did a we did like a flea. I did like a filming like flea market hunt kind of video that I wanted to try out. And every time I tried to do, tried to feature him, he was always wanting to, have his back to me, trying to avoid his face being on camera. So I would have to blur out the pictures, but I might do an upload about that. But other than that, fan wise, that was actually kind of cool. And if you haven't seen the series, Star Trek Continues, I definitely recommend it. It features quite a lot of well recognized actors, as well as personalities. Grant Imahara of MythBusters, he was on the show as Sulu, and of course it was actually of course the set, they actually dedicated a placard for like one of the rooms, dedicated it to Grant Imahara, which was actually kind of awesome. And okay, what else? Well, I've been also trying to participate in participate in resurrecting a dead game. Now, I am a fan of the television series and the video game Defiance, and basically what that was that it was a transmedia experience, and what it was that you would have a sci-fi MMO that took place as well as a television series that both took place in the same world, with the events of the game taking place in the San Francisco area, where what used to be the San Francisco area, where while the television series takes place in Missouri, in what used to be the remains of St. Louis. And basically you would have events that might have like starts in the game that have end results in the show, as well as events in the show that have end results in the game. And there are characters that might start off in the game, that might appear in the show, and then go back into the game, as well as characters that start in the show end up in the game and then go back into the show. It was quite a very interesting concept. I enjoyed the show, and I enjoyed the game, and the game closed down in 2021. Due to mishandling by a company called GameAgo. I'm not going to go into full detail about it. If you want to find out about it, just look up Defiance MMO and look for a video called Why GameAgo kills MMOs or something like that. I mean, it'll explain basically what happened. But the show ended up being canceled after 3 seasons, but the game lasted up until 8 years after it originally came online, and of course I, and along with several other fans, have been trying to reverse engineer the copies of the games on PC to try to create server software to get it back up. We managed to get the world back up thanks to one of the users by the name of KNNDFi, and it was, I do appreciate what he's done, and of course we were able to get access to the game world, but it's completely empty without the NPCs and enemy players and without the world events in there. So I mean, basically you can walk around in the game world, but it's completely empty. But it's still better it's one step closer to possibly getting the game back to somewhat of running, in somewhat of a running state. There's another user that is actually working on recreating the game in, I think it was Unreal. No, I think it was Unity. I can't remember which one. It began with U. And basically they're utilizing the game assets, the game files for like the models, the textures, the sounds, and as well as the data from the game to recreate the game from the ground up. And it's still work in progress, and I'm glad that he's putting some effort into it. For me, I've been trying to gather everything Defiance related, including everything from merchandise such as like T-shirts. I got a whole bunch of T-shirts that are Defiance related, as well as every single file that I could find in regards to Defiance, such as pictures of the pre-production art for both the show and the game. I've created like a whole. I even got like an entire all of the YouTube videos from the YouTube channel that used to exist, but was completely wiped out after the game went offline. I've got my own archive of all things Defiance. And in addition to some of the things that I have in relation to Defiance, I also have this screen use currency known as script. It's like script, but without the T. It's script. That's the in-universe term for it. Other terms are like Jaja or cash, just plain old cash. But basically, this is these are screen-used bills from the actual show. And I've got it framed, and I'm going to put it up somewhere if I can figure out where to put it. I've been also trying to work on a couple of replicas in relation to Defiance, such as this right here. This is supposed to be Docul's hand scanner. And this is basically the base of it is what this is a thermocell mosquito repeller device. Now, I bought this. I've already gutted it, and I'm trying to figure out how they did the paint on it, because it's a little difficult to do because you don't get really good clear pictures of the actual prop. I can't even find pictures of the screen used prop from the auctions. I mean, I don't even know if they did sell the prop at auction like the other items, like the script. But I have been trying to figure out what to do in regards to that, as well as to wire it up so that way I can press a button and have it light up like it does in the show, because basically it has a front and back light for the screen. And I've also picked up this from a Goodwill. It is a Nerf gun. Yes, it is a Nerf gun. It's a Nerf blaster. And basically, they had like a whole bunch of these that they used as a prop in season 3. They had like a whole crate of what was supposed to be weapons, futuristic weapons, and they had a whole bunch of these. And this is probably going to be the easiest one to do, because basically they took off the charge handle, they painted everything that's orange, silver, and everything red, black. And the thing about this is that it is a pain in the rear end to disassemble, because the charge handles I've been trying to get off, and I have not been able to do so. And I don't want to risk damaging this case. It's a uphill battle with it. But I mean, basically the charge handles suck, so I'm unable to get it to slide forward or back enough to be able to do anything with it anyway. And for fan-related stuff, that's pretty much that. I might post some more about fan-related stuff. I don't know, but that's pretty much like what I'm willing to cover for right now. What else? Okay. Okay. My aspirations to be a film director have gone to the wayside. I don't know if that's going to be permanent or if it's going to be temporary. But the fact is that I haven't been on a film. I have not been in any kind of involved in any film production since I was in Orlando. And the thing is that I've forgotten how to do like the director's paperwork, as well as how to do like budgeting for film production. And plus, I've come to the self-realization that all of the story ideas that I've ever come up with cannot be done either due to the content, which could be frowned upon in modern times, or the ideas are too big enough to do for a a low budget film. So that kind of sucks. But that's just how it is. I do want to continue to try to be a storyteller, and I've considered the possibility of doing a web comic. I mean, I don't know how to draw to save my life, but I do know how to build models, and I grew up building models. I built my fair share of car models, and I've been looking at doing dioramas and stuff like that. I've considered that possibility, and I thought to myself, what if I built models using for the sets, and the props, and what if I use like stop motion style puppets to create the characters with? And that idea has kicked it around in my mind, and I have one idea in my head that might utilize it. Might be able to utilize that idea with. Basically, it's sort of similar to the concept of drawless animation that Rob Schraub of Scud the Disposable Assassin came up with. I've got a video discussing where Rob Schraub discussed it down in the description as well, and basically talking about drawless animation. And so I thought about maybe doing something like that, but for a comic. And I mean, there are tons of people that already technically do it already with action figures. You doing action figure photography, but I don't know if I'd be able to do it or not. I'm still trying to figure out the story. I mean, I've got an idea for a story, and I mean, I would love to do it like using like Unreal Engine, but the thing is that it is I cannot sit down long enough to understand how to do 3D modeling. I mean, I would love to do 3D modeling. I wish it was really simple. I wish it was as simple as kit bashing and scratch building like a physical model is, but it's not. It's like, I mean, I look at Blender. I try to look up YouTube videos on how to use Blender. The most basic tutorials are complicated. It's like, okay, what does this do? What does this do? This is not discussed in this video. And it just causes me to have a headache. But I don't know if I'll go do it or not, but the idea is, there is an idea that's kicking around in my head. It's a story idea called Void. And that's all I'll say about that. I would of course, someone would say, well, you went to Florida State University for creative writing. Why don't you sit down and write a story? Well, I could come up with 100 ideas in relation to a story, but when I sit down to try to plot out a story, I lock up, and I get discouraged because I'm like, I mean, it's like, I can't even find the right words to start a story, and then things have the tendency to get in the way and causes me to get sidetracked, and I have the tendency to ramble on in regards to how I write. It's something that I found out through my fan fiction writing from a long time ago, and apparently it's still an issue I still have. But I am good with photography. I mean, I like doing photography. I like building things. I might do it as a webcomic. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure things out. But other than that, there's not much else I can think of. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the sum of it. Well, I mean, unless you want me to go real personal, well, to that case, well, my hair is going thin, and I notice it from. I mean, you might not notice it from how it looks on the video, but whenever I'm in the bathroom, light shines down, I can get a good view of my scalp, and I already know that I got a little bit of a widow's peak right here that's clearly noticeable, and And the only other thing is that I've been trying to lose weight. It's been a pain in the rear end. Every time I've lost weight, I ended up getting it back, and it's just a struggle. And that's just, nobody's interested in that bit. Other than that, that's pretty much all she wrote. I wish there was more interesting things I could talk about, but at the current time, there's not much else that I can discuss. I've been collecting a whole lot of videos for my collection. It's a whole bunch of DVDs and Blu-rays. Oh yeah, that reminds me. In regards to film school recommended, I do not know if I will be able to do it. I'm still hoping to do it. I ripped a whole bunch of movies onto the hard drive of my MacBook Pro. Yes, my MacBook Pro still works. Even though it's well over a decade a decade old. I'm not gonna spend I'm not gonna spend money for a subscription to Adobe. Forget that. But yeah, I've got the movies ripped to hard drive. I just have to watch them, try to figure out what to recommend paying attention to in regards to the films. And even then, I don't know what to say about them. It's kind of hard. And most important, I think one of the most difficult things is that some of the stories that I'm selecting, some of the films that I'm selecting, some may consider it, in view of how Hollywood, sees things now, I don't think a lot of people would agree with some of the choices I would recommend for those that wanting to learn filmmaking at the whole concept of filmmaking, because some people may find some of the selections questionable depending on the person. To me, I just think of them as just good movies and whatnot. I think that they would probably be great examples of filmmaking, but for some, they would probably call it questionable. Hell, people got upset about Gone with the Wind, and have tried to boycott or try to get it pulled. And I'm like, you do realize the first person that ever won, and the first black person that ever won an Academy Award was with that film, right? And that's like erasing. That's like trying to erase film history. But I don't know if I'll do film school recommended. I'm still trying to figure things out with it. But if I do, I will let y'all know. And of course, I will upload the first, not the first episode, the second episode if I ever get around to it. Just if I can figure out what to discuss in regards to it. What was the other thing? There was something else that popped into my head. Oh, yes. In regards to DVDs and Blu-rays, I have been purchasing a whole bunch of DVDs and Blu-rays, including stuff that is not widely available on streaming services. Yes, streaming services are great, and you can get introduced to new stuff, but the problem is that there's a lot of titles that have not made the jump from VHS to DVD and Blu-ray that are not widely available in the U.S. A great example of this is the movie Strange Days. It's a 1995 film directed by Catherine Bigelow, co-written and produced by James Cameron. Now, that film you can't find anywhere on any streaming services, not even on Disney Plus, which owns Fox. The only copy of Strange Days that you could get is a bare bones DVD that is a letterboxed format in 4:3 aspect ratio. So basically, it's got the black bars at the top and bottom to preserve the aspect ratio, but is basically formatted to fit on a television on the old cathode tube television screens. There has not been any newer versions of the DVD or released since the original bare bones, which only comes with like the trailer in like one scene where there's a little bit of audio commentary by Catherine Bigelow in regards to the opening of a sequence of the film. And when it comes to Blu-ray, there's no Blu-ray for it either. And I did purchase it on Blu-ray, and I had to purchase it through a foreign release. I got a copy of it from a German release that was done, a 20th anniversary edition Blu-ray that was released, high quality. And I have a region-free Blu-ray player, so that way I'm able to purchase and watch DVDs and movies that may not be available in the U.S. Because of the region and whatnot, rules and stuff like that, which makes it a little difficult for them to have an American release. And I'm glad to have the Blu-ray player, and I'm going to continue to use it. And the Strange Days Blu-ray that I've got is actually the 20th anniversary edition that actually comes with an extra disc that has a whole lot of additional features that are not available on the bare bones DVD. And I've also purchased several bootlegs, and I will admit I did purchase some bootlegs because there are some films, some television shows that are not available on Blu-ray or DVD, and the only copies that were available were on VHS. And I do have a VHS player, and I've been trying to figure out how to get it hooked back up. But I have, like, for example, the television series VR5. That's not they've never released that on Blu-ray or DVD. The last release for that was VHS, and even then, the only reason why there hasn't been a DVD and Blu-ray release is because the show only lasted a season, and it's really niche. So it's hard, it's very hard to find, except maybe online. And it's just, as much as I like streaming, may be great, but it's cutting out a lot of material that's not available because of rights issues. And to me, it kind of cuts out access to films and television shows that we should continue to have access to. So I am a proponent for physical media, and I'm going to continue to be a proponent for physical media. All right, now that's all. That is all. I know I keep saying that, that's all she wrote, and then something else comes to mind, but that is it. You have my word on it. Now, I'm going to leave off with some words of advice. Life can be tough. I know it, and you know it. The only thing you could do is keep moving forward. To me, my philosophy is every day 6 feet above ground is a good day. And it is. As long as you are able to stand, to walk, as long as you're able to move, as long as you're able to speak to people, as long as you are still here, there's always a chance of things getting better. As my mom used to say to me, to my sister, and to any of her patients when they were in pain, this too shall pass. Okay, pain is limited. Pain, difficulties, it is a momentary setback. But as long as you are here, things can always be better. Never give up hope. I mean, Granted, hope can be a pain in the ass sometimes, but for some, hope is the only thing that keeps them going. Alright, that's all she wrote. And I'm sorry for, again, for taking so long to do a video. And I hope that things continue to go well with y'all. Hopefully I'll get around to getting something up next. And hopefully not take a month or two to do so. Or another year to do so, for that matter. And I really am sorry again about that. It's just life, the universe, and everything has the tendency to get in the way sometimes. That's just how life is. Well, I hope everything continue. I hope y'all are all doing well. Hope y'all continue to enjoy your day. I want to thank how many users? The 103 subscribers that are still with this channel. Now, of course, y'all know I'm not doing this channel, for fame or fortune or, for massive subscribers. To me, this is a hobby. Y'all have always known that. And, I don't mind if there's more subscribers, but I'm not going to be sad if anybody leaves. Y'all do you. And I do appreciate those that have chosen to stay, that have been with me since the beginning, such as Mr. J. Reed, who says, who's told me that he's been watching me since 2007. Thank you, Mr. Reed. I appreciate that. And I appreciate every single one of y'all. Okay? Well, I gotta get ready for work. Well, actually, I gotta get ready to go to bed, because it's 6:51 now. Hope y'all have a good day. Hope y'all are well. And I hope things continue to go well on the other end of your computer screens. Peace.